Hello, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We're your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take on each contestant. We'll give you our feedback on their voice and their overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we'll always keep it 100 with our feedback and critique of each contestant's vocal and overall performance. But what we're not here to do is come for anyone's character or any contestant as a human being. While we may come off a little pitchy at times, we'll always do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and respect. And with that, let's get started with season 24 of NBC's The Voice. Stephanie, we're back!
We're back!
Oh my God. Not like we had a summer hiatus or anything, but if you're following us, we played a little gamey game over the summer with our favorite R&B 90s, early 2000s group montage, March Madness, and Boyz II Men was our ultimate champion. But we have some business to attend to, Stephanie. Oh my gosh. It seemed like the previous season just ended. I know.
And we're back. We are back.
We are back. Pitchier than ever, you all.
Oh
no. So, this was the first episode and it was a 2-hour episode. So we got a lot to get through today and we don't want to waste your time nor our time because as Stephanie always says, Stephanie, what do you tell the people?
We are real people living our real lives and life is lifing at the moment.
Yes, it is. It is truly lifing. So let's jump right into it.
Great.
Who are we starting with today, Stephanie?
So first up was our leak that we got yesterday afternoon. It was Jordan Raynor. She's 33 years old from Atoka, Oklahoma. Pardon me if I'm saying that wrong. And she sang Fancy by Miss Reba McEntire.
I think it's kind of a little, well, no, it's not even ironic, don't you think?
Right.
They would have their lead-off singer sing a Reba song. Reba obviously is our newest coach.
Yes.
Previously coming from a more supporting guest spot last year and previous years maybe to now she has replaced Blake on The Voice. So the fact that Miss Jordan started out with a Reba song, giving us this mysterious Johnny Cash vibe.
Yes. Yes.
She was all in black.
Yes.
Putting the super dark black glasses. I said, what's going on here? But she she came out strong, came out very strong. 4-chair turn right off the bat. So, I mean, I was like, okay, this is how we're going this year. We're going country. We're going 4-chair turn. We're going Reba McEntire. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I loved you know what? She gave a great performance, but I just loved her personality. Like they were saying on the show, like she could have her own show. Like she was like very quick, right?
Very quick, yes.
Very quick and very natural.
Yes.
And this, to me, translated to her performance.
Yes.
It was just very natural. It's like she is so comfortable up there singing her face off. And because she is a country artist, we all know she is going to be a formidable contestant on this season. So Reba and team, they all saw it right off. We always say this. You better come on these shows. If you're going to sing a song in front of an artist whose song it is, you better come on the show and become correct.
Yes.
And Miss Jordan came correct.
Absolutely.
Stephanie?
So within the first 5 seconds of I'll give it 10 because, musical intro. it was very evident that this was not her first stage. She sang like a pro, she performed like a pro, like
Mhm.
everything sounded very professional.
Yes.
The thing that impacted me most, especially listening to it a second time, was the breath support that she must have and that she does have and
Yeah.
displayed, because this song, like each line of the song, she did not breathe, and the lines are pretty long and a lot of words.
Absolutely.
So I was really, and if you have been listening and watching for a while, you know that I am all about the finish line. And I was listening to the ends of her lines to see if they were strong, and they were. So I'm like, come on, press support.
Yeah, very small.
Because this is not an easy song to sing. It was interesting. I forget if John was the last to turn. I believe he was, but there was one run that Jordan did, and that is when John turned. And I was like, he would turn at the run.
Oh, yeah. Of course he would.
And the run was executed really well. So, wonderful first performance to kick off season 24. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from Jordan.
And of course, who did she go with?
Oh, of course. She went with the queen, Miss Reba McEntire.
You have to go with Reba. If you're going to sing a Reba song and you're going to sing it right and come correct with it and get compliments from Reba,
yes,
you better go with Reba.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a really good choice, and look for her to make a deep run.
Oh, yeah.
In this competition.
For sure.
Okay, so who do we have next?
Next up was Joslynn Rose. She's 16 years old from Benton, Minnesota. And she sang Arcade
Great
by
song.
Duncan Laurence. Ooh!
Love this song. Love this song. Joslynn, what I would say about Joslynn, I think she's got a great voice. Okay, 16, these babies are coming out just hollering. The holleration, as you say, Stephanie, like they really are. I'm just like thinking back to when I was 16. I mean, I could sing, y'all, but I just was like, it's not only mature, it's not only a mature sound, but it's also stylized already. Right. Which is a good and bad thing. Mm-hmm. I think that I look at a voice as like a mound of clay that can be molded. Mm-hmm. And I think that a 16-year-old, in my professional and personal opinion, I think a 16-year-old their voice needs to be a little bit more moldable. Mm-hmm. Before you decide, kind of what genre you're going to want to go. So I'm really looking forward to hearing how she's going to sound going forward, because I put her like as attending and graduating from the Billie Eilish School of Vocal Performance, right? Right. So like a lot of singers over the years, like when a singer hits, like especially when a phenom hits in that of Billie Eilish, a lot of people like will latch on to someone's style. Yeah. And it can sometimes come off a little imitative. And you want to be very careful, because you want to be reminded of a singer, but you don't want to say, oh, they sound just like ... No. Right. Now, if it's a singer who's like long gone, who you're singing your own song, but you're singing it in a style of another singer that may remind you of a singer, that's fine. But I think with young singers, Joslynn, if I give you a little advice, just be very careful that you don't sound too much like a particular singer, because you have great sound. And can't wait for you, as you mature in your instrument, for you to figure out, what your sound is. Right. Which only comes with age and experience. Right. So, Stephanie?
First of all, this song, I don't know if Mr. Duncan Laurence wrote this song. I don't know who wrote this song, but this is a brilliant song. Yeah. I don't know where I had heard it before, but but this is the first time that I really, really listened to the words. And I was like, oh, this is and song choice. We always talk about how important song choice is. And I think that this was a really, really brilliant song choice for Joslynn to display her voice as is right now. I loved the really quiet moments. Mm-hmm. Because I thought that the quiet moments showed the most control of her voice, which is interesting because I feel like in the quiet, more low key moments is when artists start to struggle.
Yeah.
And the more powerful parts are where you see more of the control. And a little bit of the opposite was true for Joslynn. There was a little less control in the more powerful parts of the song. And, 16, always something to work on. There's going to be something to work on for all of these artists. So I really hope that Joslynn listens to what you said and listens to what her coach will coach her in. And I think that she has an incredible instrument that I hope Miss Gwen can continue to mold and continue to give her really great song choices to see how far she can go in this competition.
She was a 3-chair turn, wasn't she?
I believe, and I think that I just told who her coach is. Her coach is Coach Gwen. She went with Coach Gwen, which Gwen loves Mama Gwen. Yes, she loves her young artists. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Gwen is going to do with her.
And that I had forgotten that Gwen had chosen her, and now that she did, I am so happy she did, because Gwen's all about style. She's all about individuality and style. So I think that she is going to learn so much. Joslynn, be a sponge when it comes to Gwen Stefani.
Yes,
really, Gwen Stefani Shelton, be a sponge. Because she is going to teach you a lot about individuality, style, your brand.
Yes.
Which is what you need as a young artist.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. All right, so who do we have next?
Up next was Deejay Young. He's 33 years old from Tampa, Florida. And he sang This Woman's Work, the Kate Bush song, but in the styling of Maxwell.
This song, has become a very popular singing competition song. Over the years, we've heard it many, many times, and most of them have been done very, very well.
Yes.
And in addition to DJ's, I put his up there with being done extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
DJ, as a fellow thespian, I do have one note for you. I'm going to be a little bit more difficult on you, because I know how brilliant of an artist you are. Anyone that covers 4 to 5 main character roles in Hamilton, I don't know where you have the brain storage space to memorize all those lyrics and all that blocking. So I know that you are a genius of an artist.
Right.
That I'm not worthy to, I'm like, we're not worthy. When it shows your background, dude, and what you do, it's nuts. I've had to cover 2 roles at once, and I thought I was going to lose my mind. So I'm going to be a little bit more difficult on you as a thespian myself. A note, DJ, when you are singing a song that is so familiar as This Woman's Work or A Woman's Work, I want you to pay attention to what you're singing about. And that needs to come through in your performance. I was a little confused with the performance because, you were working the crowd. You were performing. But if I listen to the lyrics of this song, and I watch what you were doing, I was a little confused, because this song is very introspective to me. It's very bring them into you. This song is such a brilliantly written and composed song that your voice, DJ, is strong enough to have held it to just stand there and sing. Now, I don't know if you were instructed by the powers that be at NBC's The Voice to work the crowd or whatever, but this is, in my opinion, Stephanie, DJ, this is not a work the crowd type of song. This is a song where you need to draw them into you, because it is so, it's a heavy song. It is
the heaviest
very,
song.
very heavy song. If you've not seen it, DJ, because you are 33, I believe, so maybe you have seen where this song originally got its start. It was in a movie called She's Having a Baby with Kevin Bacon, and I forget the actress's name. but I want you to really get some context of this song by watching the scene, and it's probably on YouTube, of when Kate Bush originally sings the song, what's going on in the movie, what Maxwell's doing, what other singers from The Voice in previous years have done. And I know you're a seasoned thespian, so I know you can give us all types of levels of performance, whether it's introspective or whether it's to the crowd. I personally would want it to have been more introspective because you sang it down. You sang it down, sir. Like, dude, you did runs on it that I've never heard before, and they were very appropriate. And to me, the best part was the very beginning and the very end when it was just you singing. And let me tell you, that band was killing it on that song last night. They were killing that song. It was just, oh gosh, it was so good. But I think to me, you would have just hit it to the stratosphere if the performance matched the vocal, because the vocal was A+. Stephanie?
We have our first disagreement.
Of course we do.
It's so rare, guys, that it almost makes me giggle when we disagree because it doesn't happen often. And this is why. Just as you said, this song has been done 11 times, right? Like we hear it once a season. It's been about once a season for the past couple seasons of The Voice. I feel like I'm hearing this song.
Right.
Which is a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing because this is an outstanding song. And if you're going to attempt it, then you can probably do it justice, just as DJ did. It's a curse because we've heard it 11 times. So it's like, what you going to bring that's a little bit different? What I think that he brought that was a little bit different is more of the performance aspect of it. And I think that it is an interesting take to take this song and take it out of one context of just what was going on in the movie.
Right.
And taking it as many women struggle with many different things. Okay. And him looking into the crowd, I didn't think of it as performance-wise. I thought of it as connection. Okay. Because he wasn't playing up to the crowd. I saw him. He was like looking at individuals in the crowd and being like, this woman's work, this woman's work, right? This woman's work. That's how I took it, to make it as if giving a message of many different women have many different struggles. So I thought that was a cool difference that I hadn't seen in performing the song, because a lot of performers do stand and sing the song, which has a value to it too. But I was not offended by how his performance approach.
Sure.
Also, I was really impressed with the melodic differences that he made, some of the runs that he did, because number one, to attempt any kind of melodic changes in this song is very risky, because if you know the song, and you want to hear it as is, either the Kate Bush version or the Maxwell. So it's really difficult to try to navigate how to make changes. What I love that he did was he kept all the high parts high, and he did all the lows. He did it just like Maxwell, in the way that keeping all the falsetto up there and keeping a lot of the lows where they were as well, but making just different melodic changes that worked. So he gave us what we wanted, but he also switched it up a little bit. I loved it. I thought it was an outstanding performance, and I can't wait to see what DJ does next.
Oh, I can't either. Like, I know DJ is going to slay it.
Yes.
Moving forward, because he's got the voice, the vocal prowess.
Yes.
And he also has the stage comfortability, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
He knows how to, and I'm not saying he doesn't know how to work a stage, because, he worked the stage.
Right.
That was just, my artistic interpretation.
Right.
What I wanted from a performance of that song. I guess I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to that Kate Bush.
And that's fine. That is fine.
It is.
So DJ did go with Team John.
He better have, because that's the thing. Like you look at like previous previous coaches like Kelly and John, they always, to me, historically had some of the best singers, strongest. Like if you talk vocally, pound for pound, the strongest singers on their team. So yeah,
For sure.
I think
For
that's
sure.
great.
For sure.
All right, so who is next?
Next up was Sophia Hoffman, 18 years of age, from Chula Vista, California, and she sang "Tell Me You Love Me" by Demi Lovato.
Wow. I you know what I wrote about her? I wrote big voice. I said very unique voice.
Right.
Very big voice.
Right.
But not big like, whoa. I'm talking about like big, like good.
Right.
I really like there's really not much more I can say about Sophia. Like I just think that she came out like ready to box. Okay?
Right. Right.
I love singers that come out with big songs.
Mm-hmm.
Demi Lovato is no small feat.
No.
Because
no.
She's got vocal.
Yes.
Vocal for days.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you say about Sophia, Stephanie?
I agree with everything that you said. I really loved her voice. I did not know this song. So my first listen through, honestly, was trying to get a hold of what was going on a little bit.
Right.
Because and like I said, I don't know the song, so I don't know what the original music instrumentation sounds like. But for this, it was very empty, kind of. It was a lot of her voice with a lot of like, kind of just like background things going on. There was nothing to keep the beat, which is all
at the end, right? Didn't she?
Well, especially at the beginning of the song.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The beginning.
Yeah, there was nothing keeping beat. So for me, it's kind of disorienting when I don't know the song and there is nothing keeping the beat. I'm trying to figure out the tempo of the song. I'm trying to make sure that the artist is in the tempo of the song, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
So that took me a minute to kind of get my bearings. Once the beat did come in and I could really just focus on her voice, I was really impressed with it. And this is a risky song in a lot of ways because of the instrumentation, because a lot of it was just focused on her voice. That is very exposing. And singing a Demi Lovato song, point blank, period, is exposing because Demi's vocals are flawless.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're difficult. So I thought overall she did a really great job. Now, Sophia is a contestant that was from last season and did not receive any chair turns. So she came back this season and got some chair turns. I think there's still a little work to be done as far as a little bit of vocal control.
Sure.
But her instrument as a whole, she's got a very powerful instrument. And I am looking forward to seeing what her coach is going to do with her.
Yeah, someone said that because I believe she did sing in Spanish.
Yes, she did.
Last year.
Yes, she did.
I remember reading the comments for her this year. One of the top comments gave really good advice and said she followed Kelly's advice from last season and applied it to this one. So good for you, Sophia.
Good. Absolutely.
For you to come back. And yeah, that girl had range, y'all. She
yes.
had range.
Yes.
Interested to see song choices for her.
Yes.
I always find it like Stephanie said, sometimes when you have a bigger voice, it does take a little bit more refining to fine tune the voice and to
right.
I don't want to say control, but put the voice where it needs to be. So I'm interested. It's going to be big on song choice for her. I think
Absolutely.
if we can find the right songs for her, she's going to be a formidable contestant as well.
Yes, and he is Coach Niall. She went with Coach Niall.
Yes. Good pickup, Niall. Very good.
Yes,
all right,
absolutely.
What do we have next?
Up next was Jackson Snelling. He's 21 years of age from Austin, Indiana. And he sang If Heaven Wasn't So Far Away by Justin Moore.
Oh, Jackson, you pulled on our heartstrings, dude. Like, oh.
No, all of them.
You're in your brother's
all of them.
story. Oh, my word. I mean, it was just beautiful, beautiful. And then your parents and your dad, oh gosh. And then you had the nerve to come on this show, young man, and be able to sing.
Listen.
I said, great country voice. I don't even think Jackson knows how good of a voice he has. Like, I don't know if he is aware how incredible of a country singer this young man is.
Yeah.
Even though I was okay with, there were some pitch issues. And I listened real closely. I said, is it the country pitch thing? Right? Or is it, no, there were a little pitch issues, and all he needs is just a little bit of breath support, Stephanie.
Listen.
And that will fix that pitch issue, because that usually is what happens when your pitch goes out. You lose a little bit of breath.
Yeah.
And once you get that, I mean, you are incredible. I love his look. I love his relationship with his brother. I love everything about this dude.
Yes. Yes.
Really do. It was authentic.
Come on.
Authentic. And
it really was.
You know what? Other artists that come on this show, please study Jackson in authenticity. You have to come in as 100% you, because it will clearly come through not just the TV, but it will read out into the audience and the people who vote for you if you are come off inauthentic.
Yes.
And I just was like, this dude is like, here I am, take it or leave it.
That's right.
Just so true to his talent, so true to who he is. I'm a big fan.
Me too. The minute he opened up his mouth, I was like, Bryce Leatherwood is back.
Yes.
Which is a good sign, Jackson, because that was our season 22 winner. So that is not a bad person to emulate.
No. Another thing I really liked about this, Stephanie, is we're getting to hear more and more country singers of color. I think that's very important.
Absolutely.
Because people of color sing country too, and they sing it well. So I'm really glad Jackson is a young man of color, and he is singing country and western like his life depended on it.
Listen, it was so good. The first thing that I wrote down was authentic country voice. Like, it was smooth, it was tender. He had that quality that almost sounded like studio ready. Like, he's just ready to record. Right. It was clean. There was a really nice note at the end. Pretty good control. Like you said, there were a couple issues here and there. This is a big stage. It could be the biggest stage he's ever been on, and, pressure situation. So I'm not shook by that at all. I think, just like I said, Bryce Leatherwood, if he can come week in, week out, and give solid performances, I think Jackson could go really far. And maybe, James, this season we can get our country, How Does It Feel, D'Angelo mix. Maybe, just maybe.
And you know what? To hear someone, I'm not going to get emotional, but to hear someone talk about music as therapy.
Come on.
The joy of singing was all over that young man.
Listen.
It was all over him.
And you're going to get me in my feelings.
He infected Stephanie. He infected me. He infected America. The joy of singing was all over him. So I started saying, other artists out there, pay close attention, because this young man, he basically said, it has been my therapy. It has been my family's therapy.
Come on.
It has been my brother's therapy.
Come on.
And that says a lot. That says a lot.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes.
It was great.
He went and chose Miss Reba.
He sure did. You better.
Woo!
You better.
Good pickup for Reba.
You better. All right, Stephanie.
Next up was Alexa Wildish. She's 34 years old from Lyons, Colorado, and she sang "Songbird" by
Oh my
Fleetwood
Lord.
Mac.
Alexa, baby girl.
Ciao.
That was something fierce. Stephanie knows that I always get worried anytime I hear Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks. Somebody's gonna sing some Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks. I'm like, oh Lord, what they gonna do?
Right.
I love her. She had a very haunting tone to me in the best way. It was a very haunting tone, and most importantly, she told the story with her voice.
She sure did.
Storyteller. Wow. I was like, oh gosh, I just loved the whole approach.
Yeah.
The whole approach. And this is what I'm talking about, Joslynn. Pay attention to a little bit older, a little bit more seasoned singers like Alexa, where she did not go for the Stevie Nicks sound, singing, a Fleetwood Mac song. It was all 100% authentic her, and it was great. And I love the quirky pantsuit wearing, jumper, rompers, what do they call those things?
Rompers. I think. Yeah.
Because I thought she was a little quirky in the best way. Like, I really liked her as a person. She was a breath of fresh air this season. She's your eclectic, you never know what she's going to sing. Maybe she's going to do R&B one week. Maybe she's going to do a little folk the next week.
Right.
You never know what she's going to do. I love it. I love it.
Yes. She had me in my feelings right away. I was like, wait, what is happening? Why am I feeling so deeply? It was really beautiful. And there were I did not listen with my good ears last night, but I went back later on and listened with my good ears. And without my good,
I go back and listen with my good ears with a lot of these because I didn't get a chance to, because life is life. But,
right.
I want to definitely go back and listen to hers with my good ears.
I mean, where I thought that there were pitch issues, which I was chalking up to the emotion of it all, were not as prevalent in my good ears as they seemed to be when I was just watching on TV without them. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. 4-chair turned. It should have been great song choice. She has, just like you said, the singer-songwriter quality tone. She reminded me of an artist. I believe she was in season 22, and I just happened upon her today. Like, I could not think of her name. Katie Beth Farakis. She had a tone and a quality like her that made me feel immediately. And Alexa had a lot of that. So I cannot wait to see what Alexa does further on in the competition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So who do you go with?
Team Niall.
Yes. Niall's getting Niall. I always thought that Gwen was like the eclectic, but Niall's pulling some of that eclectic energy from Gwen a little bit.
Right.
With who he is, who is selecting him. Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a great choice for her.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I could have seen her. I could have seen her with a couple of other artists as well, a couple of other coaches as well.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, who's next?
Next up is Olivia Minogue, 19 years old, from Lockport, Illinois. She sang "Lay Me Down" by Sam Smith. Hey! Woo! If I...
No, let me stop, man.
Ooh.
That album, I was going through some things when that album dropped, when Sam Smith's freshman album dropped those years ago. I was going through some things. Let me just tell you, that album, I don't know if I'd go back to it because I was going through some life at that time. And that album got me through. But wow, Olivia, I was about to say, girl, like that when I heard what you were singing, I said, okay.
Right.
Sam Smith is no small feat.
Right.
Not only is Sam Smith no small feat, a female voice singing Sam Smith is no small feat.
Come
Because
on.
Sam already is going to give you crazy range.
That's right.
In his vocal, because Sam can sing as low as a bass and as high as a soprano.
Right.
And you gotta have soul if you're singing Sam Smith. And I thought
better.
Yeah, brought it. I said nice tone, really nice control.
Mm-hmm.
I said the only thing, Olivia, I would have probably raised it about a half a step,
Mm-hmm.
just a smidge,
Mm-hmm.
because it. Like it's like
It's low.
It's low.
It's low.
Because I'm singing that with no problem.
Right.
And I'm a dude.
Right.
But I know for you, see, folks like Stephanie, who, the mezzos and got the lower contralto type voices, they can stay down there. But the whole thing is you gotta take that song up, right? That song's going somewhere. So I think a half a step would have done perfect. Mm-hmm. Olivia, I'm looking for you to make a deep run in this competition, because if I hear if my ears don't deceive me, which they rarely do, I said her voice is scary. Like, it's a scary instrument, and I don't say that too often about people. You are almost right there. I watch your runs. Make sure they don't get stuck. I felt like there was a run that got stuck a little bit. Mm-hmm. So song choice. I can't wait to hear you sing a song that, to me, I feel like you are most comfortable with, because I have a feeling you are going to be top. Like the one everyone's talking about when you get a song because I hear this voice. I hear a voice that's going to, I'm going to be like, there it is. So awesome job, Olivia. Yeah. Very hard song. The level of difficulty on this song, girlfriend, jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. When she got into some of them lows, I was like, woo! And I love me a low, but I was like, whoa, how low can you go? I thought Olivia had a really rich tone. Like, when I was listening to her sing, and I think it's the way that she sings, it's almost like molasses. It's like some of those notes are like dripping, like slowly dripping off. Velvety, like ooey gooey. She's just got this really,
I love it.
She's got this really rich voice. I love the song choice too. I agree. I think taking it up, like you said, a half step would have been great too. There has to be such a consideration when you pick a song that is so rangy, that you have to kind of weigh, how low can I go? How high will it end? That kind of thing. But when she got up to the highest point, I was like, I think you could reach even a half step higher than that comfortably. She has a really pop R&B kind of leaning voice. So I can't wait to hear some of her next song choices. And like you said, I'm excited to hear what she's going to do later on in this competition for sure.
Correct. Mm-hmm. All right. So, who did she?
Oh, yes.
Going with?
Yes, she went with Coach Niall, which was very interesting. Not that she chose Niall, but that they had two artists picking Niall back to back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Niall's building that bench, boy. I tell you.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Building that bench.
Absolutely.
Okay. So who is next?
Up next is Kristen Brown, 24 years old, from Roseville, California, and she sang Blown Away by Carrie Underwood.
This is the one whose dad is a Bass Pro fisherman, right?
That's absolutely right.
I thought that was awesome. She's like, my daddy is a fisherman, like a professional fisherman.
Yes.
Competition. That's it. I love it. I love it.
Love it.
Kristen, I said power. But you know what? She had that nice flip. She could do that Carrie Underwood flip. She had that nice flip into her head voice.
Come on.
I said, but Kristen, I got a word for you, young lady. I hear a little bit more rocker than country. I hear just a little bit more rocker than country, Kristen, which is perfect for you to pick a Carrie Underwood, because Carrie Underwood she can moonlight in both genres, right?
That's right.
She can moonlight in both genres. But I heard a little bit more rocker, like I'm talking about hard rocker, like Barracuda.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
Stephanie.
I completely agree. When I was listening to the song, I knew that I had heard before, but I didn't know who the artist was. And I looked it up and was like, oh, Carrie Underwood. Okay, this makes total sense. So everything that you're saying, yes and amen. I did hear that rock influence, though, in her voice. I was like, do I hear a little bit of Allie Keck from season 23? Do I hear a little bit of that? Yes. And since so far, this is just the first episode.
Holleration.
Yes, we would do well to have a little bit of holleration in season 24 as well. So, Kristen, if you have a little bit of that up in you, bring a little bit more of that out. Please. Please.
One of my favorite singers that didn't go far last season.
Still.
That's what I hear. I hear great rocker in your voice.
Yes.
And to me, there ain't nothing like a female voice that can rock hard. Like, to me, it's just I love it. Give me some Joan Jett. Give me some Pat Benatar. Give me some Must Have Been Love. Hey!
Yes, come on. Absolutely.
Give me heart.
Yes.
Give it all to me. Give it all to me.
Yes,
Kristen,
absolutely.
And it confused me because Kristen was in a trio, right? A country trio. She's like, we were open for Morgan Wallen, and we opened for, I forget who else they opened.
Toby Keith,
and big, huge, enormous artists, country artists. But then when I heard her sing, I said, "Ooh, Barracuda!"
Yeah, I said, "Wait."
But that was Kristen's a dark horse.
Watch out for her.
Kristen. Don't sleep on her. Yeah. She was awesome. Mm-hmm. Who'd she go with?
Gwen.
Smart.
Yeah.
Gwen's gonna be like, oh no, I hear rock.
She might have her singing some Don't Speak.
Look. I can see her just going off on that song.
Yes. Absolutely.
That type of voice. It's an exciting voice.
Yes, it is.
Exciting.
Yes.
I love hearing an exciting voice. Awesome job, Kristen.
Yes.
Awesome job.
Absolutely.
All right, Stephanie. So who was our final contestant of the evening?
Last up was Mara Justine. She's 21 years old and she's from Galloway, New Jersey. Hey. And she sang, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by the Elton John.
Did you say 21?
21.
I had no idea Mara was that young.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Okay, first of all, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road?
Listen.
Like, seriously?
Seriously.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? You want to talk about range?
You want to talk about melodically difficult? Like, this is not a straight song by any means. It was dipping and curving.
It's like two separate songs, right?
Absolutely.
Like two completely difficult songs merged into one.
That's right.
And let me tell you, first off, I said about her performance, I said she was awkward. I don't know, something about her performance, it was awkwardly endearing.
Yes.
If that makes sense. It was so endearing. I love the backstory. I pray, Mary, your mom is healing.
Oh my gosh.
I really do.
Yes.
Pitchy Podcast prays that your mom is on the mends.
Yes.
But oh my gosh, I was like, as good as her highs were and her belt was, I said, you have the nerve to have incredible lows?
They were delicious.
Like, I'm talking about
you're like solid.
On your chest.
Yes. Like,
it was
yes.
crazy. this is what we're talking about, you all, with just an even voice from top to bottom, but this one was from bottom to top,
That's right.
which is scary to have an even voice all the way through. All the way through, from her lows all the way up to her belt.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
Yes.
And we don't even want to talk about the level of difficulty and execution it takes to hit this song.
That's right.
And to have a female voice sing this song is even more difficult.
That's right.
It was, Stephanie, I may have had this conversation with a friend of mine. I don't think I had it with you. I may have. I don't know. You tell me. You remind me.
Okay.
I had this conversation about this particular performance. No, it was with a friend of mine who said it was as if Elton John did an updated version of this song and like put a little flavor in it, right?
Yes.
Some flavor.
Yes.
Like, in it. Like almost not, I wouldn't say R&B, but kind of but just flavor.
Yeah. A little shot of youth.
Yes.
There was like some youth infused to it, some youthful energy infused to it.
It was divine. It was a great way to end the night. All right, Stephanie, what'd you think of Miss Mara?
So I yes and amen everything that you had to say about Mara. The grit, the lows, the power, total package. What I want to talk about real quick is how she gonna do harmony with John Legend and that on the spot. Like, listen, now
I was like, I can't compete.
Right. Like that was the most, as impressed as I was with her performance.
Yeah.
I was so impressed that she could just flip into that song, number one. Thank God she knew it like she knew. And that she could know it so well that she could get the harmony parts together. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I was like, you better work, ma'am. You better work.
It was like the Sorella of this year, right? It's like what Sorella did with Chance last year, right?
Thank you, 1,000%. What would I do?
What it was.
Yes.
Like, yo, did they just duet that?
Right. And sounded good.
Yeah.
Sounded real good. Mm-hmm.
It's like and the thing that's why I was like, I didn't know how young she was. She wasn't even caught up in the star. Like she wasn't starstruck.
No.
John Legend is up here singing with me.
Right.
Singing with me. I'm going to say John Legend is singing with me. Now,
yes.
John Legend.
That's right. That's right.
I was like, if I was 21, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
What are the words again?
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was phenomenal. Crazy. That was our cliffhanger last night, which I expected. We did not see who Mara picked. So we will see in episode 2 of the Blind Auditions.
Which is actually going to premiere tonight. And we're going to leave you all with a cliffhanger before we wrap this up. Stephanie, as I am James and you are Stephanie and we are the Pitchy Podcast. With about an hour ago, the leak dropped for tonight. So I cannot wait to discuss with you.
I saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I definitely can't wait to discuss that with you on tomorrow's episode.
I saw it.
Don't give me nothing, Steph.
I'm not. Okay. I have a question for you, though, before we end.
Oh, sure.
This is a surprise question. If you had to pick one of these artists to make it all the way through to the finals, who would you pick? It's a hard one, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Can I pick one and a runner-up?
Yes.
Kristen, Mara. Kristen, Mara.
Mine are Mara and Jackson.
Ah. Okay. All right. Well, you know what, Stephanie? I love that question. Let's do this every blind episode.
Yes, we will. Let's do it.
I would say Kristen and Mara for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right.
Yes.
Well, Stephanie, here we are. We completed the first episode of season 24.
Yes.
We are here. Here are we. So, Stephanie, tell the Pitchies what they need to hear.
So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And also check us out on YouTube. Search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. And last, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more.
All right, so we'll see you all tomorrow for episode 2 of the Pitchy Podcast, season 24. See everyone soon.
Bye-bye.